Hello travelers, this is going to be your Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising video for July 2024. This is a general reading, so the messages will not apply to everyone. They will not resonate. So I suggest you check back to your Moon and Rising sign video. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find my reading packages in the About box section of my channel. And I just noticed they changed the way the About box section appears. What you have to do, if you're either on desktop or handheld, when you go to my channel, you see my custom link at the cards, Hidden Lotus Tarot. Underneath there, you will see my name, Tara Buffington, B.A. There is an arrow to the right of my name. If you click on that, it will reveal the About box section. And there I have listed my reading packages to include the number of minutes, the number of questions, the price, and the delivery method. If you simply email me at this address on the screen, hit right there, okay, and say, for instance, Tara, I would like a 30-minute reading. I will respond back to you in email with booking instructions and a payment link. And my turnaround time for producing these readings is 48 to 72 hours after I receive back the booking instructions and the payment. Did it say it's 48 to 72 hours? I think so. That's my turnaround time. And so I don't believe in making people wait. So after I receive your booking instructions back and a payment, I will produce your reading. Let me lay that right there, because I'm getting tired right now and my speech is starting to go a little crazy. So I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and we will wrap the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus. So I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. I like to shuffle just a little bit more and put another shuffle and another rifle on the cards to kind of wake up the energy. Cut the cards. 9 cards down. Here we go. The 7 of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. The 8 of Wands. The Ace of Swords. This card has been coming out a lot for almost every zodiac sign. There has been Ace of Wands. So that tells me that there's a lot of mental energy flowing through the air about ideas, communications, brand new ideas, maybe new projects for people. The Knight of Pentacles. The King of Wands. The 8. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. Why it keeps doing that. Just a second. If I can get it back into focus. The 8 of Cups. I have to go slowly. So I think that's so shitty of Apple not to have camera controls on a damn MacBook. The Judgment. And finally, the Six of Cups. So what is the overall energy of the whole reading? It's the Devil. Don't let that card scare you, because the Devil has a lot of different connotations. What do I have? 2 Pentacles, 2 Swords, 2 Cups, 2 Wands, and a Major Arcana. Every suit is represented. So the coins represent either finances or the doing of something, the third dimensional aspect. The swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perception, ideas, and communication. The wands represent your passion, your focus, your desire, your determination. The cups represent simply how you feel about the situation. And of course, you have the Major Arcana, which represents your spiritual lessons. Now, I have 3 core cards, a page, a knight, and a king. Excuse me. And off to the side, I have the Devil card. To me, this looks like a career or work issue. It's just a feeling coming off the card. And even if you are a female, no matter if you're same-sex, heterosexual, queer, you can always embody the energy of a king. It's an airy part of fire. And if you are a female, it just means that you're handling your business, because he's an entrepreneurial king. He delegates a lot of tasks to different people. Or it could mean that you are very passionate about what you do. I don't have any repeater numbers. Yes, I do. I have 2 8s. Right here. 8 of Cups and 8 of Wands. And that's at odds. What your focus, determination, and passion is all about. But you're not feeling it. So let's get started with the reading. The Knight of Pentacles in the center of everything. A knight. I have knights and pages simply represent messages, news to me. They never show up as people. It's always news and messages. But the difference is, a page is a tentative message, whereas a knight is a more fully fledged message. In other words, the knight comes along to move the situation along. So, the story of the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Coins, this could be a message about work situation, career, doing something brand new, an offer coming to you. Indeed, I feel it's an offer. He's holding the Ace of Pentacles. But the story goes that the Knight brings news that has taken a long time to reach you, or to reach its intended target. But when he shows up, you should offer him a cold glass of water, because it's news that you will be happy about. So that's it for the night. Starting at the top, past, present, future. Past, present, future. Interplay of the cards. The 7 of Pentacles. A 7, it represents a time that you question yourself. You doubt yourself. It says to be patient, because you're waiting on the harvest. Usually I see this card show up when a person feels that they are not getting what they're due or what they owe. They're working and working, and they still aren't seeing any financial rewards for it. But if you look at the card, he's got a 7th pentacle at his feet. That's the same pentacle here. So the question becomes, on a 3rd dimensional level, can you really afford to pick up this 7th pentacle and put it on your bush? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough energy? Do you really want to do it? So you have to think about it, whatever this offer is. But while you're thinking, some news arrives. It's a Page of Swords, the student of communication. He is never afraid to get to the truth about a situation. But sometimes you have to be careful with this energy because he can be a spy. He can be rather nasty. He can be the bearer of bad news. Which is followed up by the 8 of Wands. Mercury in Sagittarius. So what it implies, it's usually associated with travel by air. Usually in conjunction with work or venture or project. But also is known as the arrows of love. Which means that either you're going to get a message from a lover or something that will excite you a whole lot. The thing is, we don't know where the wands are coming from and where they're going to land. But there's a house in background on a hill. So usually I associate this card with travel by air. It doesn't tell me where you're going to travel. You just might be traveling. It's like you're waiting on the news. You get the news and then you got to travel. Followed by the Ace of Swords. The most powerful ace in the deck of all aces. And when it appears, something is going to change because it's a card of great force and power. Sometimes this is the same sword that the page is holding. So it can represent new ideas, new projects, anything that has to do with thoughts, new ideas. But sometimes the card can represent like a contractual issue. Usually it represents a marriage in the traditional sense because the ring is on the sword. So that means a proposal. Usually a traditional proposal. But what is a proposal? It can also be a contract. Someone is proposing you do something for them, or you propose an idea to someone. But it could also represent the excessive degree of everything. Worry, fear, anxiety, bad thoughts. I explained these 2 cards. And then we come to the 8 of Cups. And this card says, matter of fact, this is the only eclipse moon in the deck. It's an 8. So it could have happened 8 months ago. It could have happened around the eclipse. This energy is just general. And it depends on where you are in the story. Damn it. Excuse my language. But I'm getting real sick of this camera. And it's brand new. But I have no way to control it. Okay. And what the card says, it could even be speaking to the future of August. And the card says that you no longer feel the same way about whatever is going on in your life. You're looking for something more, for something deeper, something more fulfilling. And what strikes me always about the card is that the person is walking off in the middle of the night with only the clothes on his back. And the red indicates that he has some kind of passion going on underneath there. The red shoes. So he's passionately looking for whatever he can to fulfill his life. And so the card says, if you have spent a lot of time on something and it's just not working out right, don't put any more of your time and effort into it. Go off to find something different. And it's a cups card. It's not a coin card. So this says you will be searching for something to fulfill you. We come to the Judgment. It's a 20. In the numerology, it represents a 2, broken down to a 2. So this talks about making a decision. All 2s are options, choices, decisions, dualities, oppositions, whether someone is actively opposing you or you are actively opposed within yourself. The card says you need a drastic review of your life because you are being called to a new life. And again, right down the center, there is this indication of messages. See the horn that the angel is blowing? Horns and banners announce things. And the flag beside the horn reminds me of the International Hospital symbol, if you ever travel overseas. So that says, whatever the news is, it's going to help you make a decision about what you should do. So the Judgment is not just making a choice and decision. The card says you have the strength and the fortitude to make the correct decisions for yourself. And don't let anybody sway you from what your final decision is going to be. Only you can decide what's right for you. And finally, the 6 of Cups, which indicates to me kindness, charity, sharing, giving. Sometimes I've even seen this card show up when someone is about to redecorate their home or remodel their home. But there in the background is a man walking away. See him? I don't know what that means, but it just stands out to me. I've even seen this card talk about like you going back to not a family reunion, but a class reunion. You haven't seen your friends in a long time. But overriding the whole card is the Devil, ruled by Capricorn, and we have a Capricorn moon coming up. If you go to my channel and find the my newsletter, look for the up in the channel art on Substack. I just posted a thing about there are going to be 2 Capricorn moons back to back. So this is a decision time. So go there and read it. Click on it. It'll take you straight over. It's always free. No matter what pops up when you get ready to sign up, the newsletter is free. Back to the Devil. He is also ruled by Saturn, the taskmaster. And Saturn wants you to build structures up in your life that are solid. He will probe and point and pick to make sure that you have solid foundation. And that's not always a financial foundation. But what he really stands for is commitment. How committed are you? Do you want a big house with 5,000 square feet and a corner office? What do you have to do to commit to that? Sometimes it represents obsession, temptation, being chained at the yoke with something that drags you down. So the devil says you are never changed in such a way you can never be free. But you just have to figure out, what are you more committed to in life? Sometimes he's about power struggles. Somebody trying to rule over you for their own gain. He can be tricky and about illusions. So in the third dimension, he represents all things that we need to live. It can represent materialism, but all things, drinking, clothing, sex, food, drugs, all the things that we as humans partake in. So sometimes the devil is just about that. So let me see what I don't have 2 8s. That's all I have. And I'm going to turn over the page, 3 core cards. Because to me, they're nothing but messages and describing either a Leo, a fire sign male, or an entrepreneurial person. So what does that leave me? It leaves me with the 7 of coins, 8 of wands, Ace of swords, 8 of cups, and the 6 of cups as they relate to the judgment card. Seven of Pentacles. It tells me nothing, but a sudden change or option may present itself when the 7 of Pentacles appears. There are important decisions to be made, and clear communication is needed in order to come to the right conclusion or decision. Discussions lead to success. But don't be overly anxious if a delay or postponement takes place in regards to some financial negotiations. All is going to plan, so use this time constructively to plan your next move. Maybe even a windfall is about to take place. There may be a building up of resources and rewards for work well done. You are encouraged to keep your nose to the grindstone, as this is paying good dividends for you and will continue to do so. The 8 of wands. You know, I don't see a struggle or anything like that contained in this. I just think the 8 of wands next to the devil. It's telling you to ignore all temptations and remain focused on your goal, regardless of outside manipulations and influences. Ignore all else and forge ahead with your intended direction. It tells of acceleration of your affairs, bringing beneficial qualities and positive changes into your life. But 8s are usually a karmic number that are associated with money. So that's good. But sometimes an 8 can mean obstacles, hassles, and delays. It tells the 8 of wands tells that tensions and anxieties will be resolved, that you take control of your budget. If you are waiting for a reply to a letter or a phone call or even a text or email or fax, you will not have to wait too much longer. If the situation has been stagnant for some time, you may be surprised by a rapid progression towards a conclusion, and that's indicated by the 8 of wands. Fast-moving events. When the card shows up, all you can do is just hang on. In regards to travel, the Eight of Wands tells of a journey or trip to be made in conjunction with business or is work related. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Wands doesn't tell me anything next to except the Devil. The Ace of Swords. It tells me nothing about being next to this card, but it tells you that if you want changes in your life, then it's up to you to make them. It implies a time of a new beginnings, and asks you to put the past behind you in order to be able to move towards a prosperous future. It also implies that there can be a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance, and you may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances. So that's why it's important that you keep your emotions balanced and in order to make the correct decision. The Ace of Swords represents a change which will have far-reaching consequences. The Eight of Cups. It tells me nothing next to the Judgment, but the Eight of Cups implies that something of importance is missing from one's life and tells of a quest of finding inner contentment and purpose. It's speaking about both emotional and material stability at present, but there is a need within to find a deeper level of commitment. It also implies that long-laid plans have come to a halt and you may feel stuck. It may be indicating the decline of a matter, slight consequences, withdrawal, or abandonment. This may prompt you to try something new. Think carefully before going back to established plans, as you may wish to abandon them entirely or amend and adapt your goals to suit the situation better. Sometimes it can indicate that you may have been caught up in events and were or are involved in a situation that may have been too complicated and costly. You may cut ties with the event and will not give them a second thought. But the most important thing, sometimes it indicates that the only solution is to let go entirely, regardless of how much energy or effort has been put into it. If it's still not working, the only option is to abandon it. Do not waste any more of your time or effort. 2 eights in a reading implies that there is a slight concern in regards to a new romance, relationship, or partnership. And now the Six of Cups. It tells me nothing about being next to the Judgment card, but it asks you to be grateful for what you have rather than lament what you have not. It indicates rewards for past efforts and recognition for acts of kindness. An old friend or lover may return unexpectedly to pay back a kindness or lend a hand in time of need. It could also be telling of someone who only plays at love rather than one who commits themselves seriously. So therefore it may be a warning of temporary relationships at this time. You may be presented with a new job offer, a promotion, or a chance to relocate, which would be most positive. It may be informing you of inheritance or financial windfall coming to life. Same as that. So, that's what the cards say. And what I want to know, I'm going to look at this Eight of Wands. Let me turn the cards back over so you can see them. And this king is faced towards the Knight of Pentacles. He's looking from the future to the present. So whatever this is, I feel that you are going to know something about it very soon. At least within 8 days. A week to 8 days. But I feel that going forward like this, maybe you have some disappointment that it's not what you think it is or thought it was going to be with the Eight of Cups. But you're coming from a place where you didn't feel as though you were getting your just rewards. Whatever that means. So let's look at the Eight of Wands. The Grande Consolazione. There he is dreaming of peace. Riches, money, relationships. So this is about hope for everything you ever wanted. Domestico. This is about domestic, somebody who can help you, who runs errands and things, but he can also be the man returning. And the thing about the domestico, he's kind of got a sleazy reputation because you don't know if he's doing something for you or for himself. And La Donna de Servicio. So she too is a domestic and her role is to help. But we have to remember that only rich people had ladies' maids back in the day. So this could be a situation where you are making a truce. See the white hanky? An agreement of some sort. She's usually positive. Or you're waving goodbye. So to me, that implies a trip. I don't know if it means somebody's coming to help you. But you have two indications of help in the form of the domestico and the form of the donna de servicio. And it indicates that there is something that you can hope for positive. But I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's pull a card. Let's put a card from the... I don't know what's going on with my camera. From the Golden Nostradamus. I get a feeling that whatever this is going to turn out all right. Whatever that means for you. The astrology card. Number 26. It's like a special card in the deck. called the zodiac. The hours and days seem to fly past when experience and emotions come hard and fast. Every soul should found their actions on willpower and decisiveness. Now you are too sluggish and not reflective enough. Fortune does not smile upon the lazy. That's all it says. And the devil can even represent laziness. So that's what I have for you, Virgo, for July 2024. Namaste and good luck.